Okay, so let me tell you something I've learned after being laid off 4 times and coaching thousands of people through their job transitions. Most people want to help, but they really don't know how to. And the fact is, most job seekers desperately need help, especially in this changed job market, but they don't know what to ask for. So today we're going to fix that. Today I'm going to talk about the gifts that job seekers actually need. So whether you are a job seeker and looking for help, or you are a person and you know of someone who's been impacted by job loss and you want to help them, but you don't know how to, this is the episode for you. So, for the next 20 minutes, that's exactly what I want to talk about the perfect gift for the holiday season for people in the job market. So, welcome to Exit to Excel. My name is Latanya. They call me LT, and I am your HR business partner insider. I've been in the HR field for over 25 years, and I've been on both sides of the layoff table. I have been on the side and in the room making the decisions of who is going to go and who is going to stay, delivering the message, telling people that their services are no longer going to be needed. And yet I've been on the receiving end of getting that message that my services were no longer needed, that my job was being eliminated. So now I have created this platform and this space where we can turn career anxiety into clarity and confidence and action. So if that is you in the midst of transition, then you've come to the right place. So look, I can't believe it is already the holidays, right? You have people who are out at the malls, on their phones, job searching and shopping for gifts. But for job seekers and for people who have been unemployed, unfortunately, this can be a time of shame, stress, and silence. And it's hard to be in a very jovial holiday mood when you are stressed about looking for a job. So I know because as I've mentioned, I've been on both sides, right? I've been the job seeker in the market who, people offer their help, but I haven't known really what to ask for. I've been the friend who has had someone that I know lose their job and I didn't quite know how to help them. And then I've also been the HR business partner who have watched candidates struggling in isolation. And so that's the reason why I want to do this episode, because I think it's a prime time as people are checking their list and they're checking it twice on the gifts they are looking for, because I want to talk about the gifts that really, really matter for job seekers right now. And these are gifts that cost little to nothing, just a little bit of your time. But it can absolutely change the career trajectory of a job seeker or give them that emotional and moral boost that they desperately need. So spend the next 15, 20 minutes with me, because regardless of whether you are a job seeker or you are someone who is helping someone, then I'm going to give you some very key information and advice to help you get what you need or to help support someone who is in transition. Okay, so first let's talk about why most people don't know how to help a job seeker. The fact of the matter is, most people, let me say this first. I would say 90% of people really do want to help. And people do offer their help with good intentions. But unfortunately, they offer help and it ends right there. And I'll be the first to admit, when I got laid off, people would reach out and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry what happened. Please let me know how I can help." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely." But I didn't know at the time how to respond. And honestly, when someone asks you, that is the prime opportunity to respond with your ask, the prime opportunity. And I can't tell you time and time again people would offer their assistance, and I would say, okay, thank you. And that's where it ended. But sometimes people don't really say anything because one, they don't want to say the wrong thing. Two, they don't want to pry. Three, they think job support automatically, equates to financial support. Another thing is they don't really understand the job market. Like, especially if you haven't been in the job market, you don't really know what it entails. And so, therefore, you really don't know what assistance you can extend. Another reason why people don't know how to support you is that they assume you'll ask if you need help, and they assume that you will know what to ask for in terms of the help that you need. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're so smart, they're so talented, they won't have a problem getting a job. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that. Oh, she's gonna be all right. So that's the reason why a lot of people don't ask or offer, not because they're bad people, not because they don't want to, but it's because those things there. But at the end of the day, the silence, it still hurts. The isolation is still painful. And the holidays will amplify that times 10. And so that is why this conversation, this episode is so important. So now I want to outline for you the best gifts that you can give a job seeker. And these are things that money can't buy. So let's start with number one. Number one is the LinkedIn recommendation. Now, I will tell you, I so wish I had thought about this when I first got laid off, because had I thought about that, then I probably would have about 10 to 12 recommendations on my page right now versus the 2 or 3 that I have. And I do think that more people are starting to think about this and offer it up. But if you know of someone who is in this space and you still want to help them, it's never too late. So know that one strong LinkedIn recommendation can boost credibility. It can strengthen a person's profile ranking. It can validate their skills, and it can make them stand out in recruiter searches. And trust me, recruiters look at LinkedIn profiles and they are looking for these recommendations. So they are invaluable, but yet the cost is zero and the impact is major. So if this is a gift you would like to extend to someone that you know in the job market, then just send them a quick note. Hey, I would love to write you a quick LinkedIn recommendation. Would that help? I would also follow up to say, hey, what roles are you looking for? Or are there any skills or experiences in particular you would like for me to highlight? I cannot tell you the difference that will make for someone, not only, in their job search, but also for their, emotions and their resilience and their, just giving them a big boost altogether, knowing that you care enough to take out the time to do that. Now, gift number 2 is a warm introduction. Now, this isn't a job referral. This is just an introduction. And this can be also extremely powerful because you are actually connecting to people who may be able to really help one another. So the script to use to offer this as a gift to someone is, hey, I know someone in your field. Would you like for me to connect you to? Now, I have people who offer this to me all the time. I just had someone offer this to me 2 weeks ago in reference to my business ventures. And again, I'm so appreciative of it because it shows that they care. They are willing to take the time to connect me with someone that they think can help me, and they want to see me succeed. So this is also a great way to support someone either in their job search or even in their business ventures. Now, gift number 3 is a resume review. I would say a resume review or a LinkedIn review. So this isn't just about giving feedback on the format. This is about really, taking a look at it and seeing if, you know, they have captured all of their strengths and experiences that they could. Because we have a perception of ourselves through our own lens, but it's very interesting to hear how people perceive us. And I'm always astonished at what people remember about me and about my contributions, because those are the things I think about. So I love this gift right here where a person is offering to take a look at it and giving their feedback through their lens based on their experiences with you. So, a way to offer this to someone is saying, "Hey, would you like for me to read through your resume or your LinkedIn and make sure your strengths pop? I got you." Huge opportunity and a huge gift. Gift number 4, a mock interview session. Now, I will say this is also very valuable because interviewing can be very stressful. And a lot of times we in our head think or know, rightfully so, that a lot is riding on an interview. And I never think enough practice is enough. And the more that you can actually practice with another person, that makes you even better. So there's a lot of tools out there you can use with ChatGPT and other AI tools to help you prepare, but there's still nothing like having an actual person that you can practice with. So offering this to someone is great. And a way to be able to offer this is say, "Hey, would you like to practice? I would like to help you prepare for your next interview. Would you like for me to play the hiring manager?" Again, just demonstrating that you're willing to commit the time to do this speaks volumes. Gift number 5 is a job referral, but only when it's a really great fit. So this isn't just a random role and it's not just telling someone to apply on a website. It is a truly genuine match. And the script for this would read to office someone would say, "Hey, I saw a role that fits you very well. Would you like for me to refer you?" Now, I also have, people who will send jobs to me and say, "Hey, I saw this job and I thought it looked like a great fit for you." Now, they may not be in a position to refer me, but I still appreciate the thought that they saw something and they thought enough to send it to me to bring it to my attention. Now, if it's a job where they can actually refer you to the hiring manager or to the recruiter, oh my goodness, that is huge and very, very much appreciated. But I would say, even if you see a role that you think might be a good fit for someone that they may not have gotten, is still a very good gesture. Gift number 6. I love this one. A simple invite for coffee or lunch. Again, if you are, especially if you've been laid off and you were going to an office, when you no longer have anywhere to go, it can be extremely isolating. And unless you just have to, you tend to just be within your 4 walls in front of your computer and having very little human connection outside of your family who lives with you probably. So the invite to get coffee or lunch is a reason for us to get dressed, put on our jewelry or whatever, and get out the house and socialize a little bit. Because the connection, the human connection, the people connection this time is, you just can't put a price on it. So I absolutely love this gift. And it's not necessarily talk about the job search. It's just to get out and chit chat, right? To get somebody out the house. So a script to offer this as a gift to someone is something as simple as, "Hey, let's connect for coffee or lunch on me. No job talk unless you want to, just to connect." People will never forget you for that if you think about them in this moment, just to get out and chit chat. So that is gift number 6. Gift number 7 is one of accountability and encouragement. This is just a simple text to check in, and it helps them stay grounded. So this would look something like, "Hey, just checking in. How's your week going? Let me know if you would like to set up a small job search goal together or how else I may help you in your project plan or your job search plan. I love that because a lot of times we do things better when we're partnered with someone. We have a buddy. So if you're able to offer that, that again is another outstanding gift. Gift number 8 is something that we don't think about too often. And that is the gift of just offering a quiet space for work. We have a lot of people that have busy households, right? We have kids, we may have parents, we may just have noisy surroundings, or maybe sometimes you just need a different change of scenery. I know a lot of people who are like that. And sometimes going to the coffee shop or going to the library is not an option because there are distractions there as well. So to offer someone your home space, your home office, is an extremely kind and generous gesture, especially if you're aware of someone who doesn't necessarily have the quiet space they can carve out for themselves. So, how you can offer this as a gift to say, hey, if you ever need a quiet space to work or think, my home office is open, right? Or even if you have office space in your own office area or a clubhouse at your apartment complex they can use, or offer if you work from home and maybe say, hey, why don't we meet at this quiet space to work together? That would mean a lot to a job seeker. Now, the last one is emotional safety. And this is just the gift of no judgment, no pressure, no rushing. It is an absolute gift of peace. And this is just a simple message to say, hey, just checking in, no, nothing in particular. Look, your pace is your pace, your journey is your journey. Just know that I'm here for you. Just sending that reminder means a lot to a job seeker. So there you have 9 gifts that you can give to a person who is in transition right now or looking for a job that costs no money, just a little bit of your time, but is the gift that they will never, ever forget. Okay, now let's talk to my job seekers for right now. And I want to talk to you about the things that you can ask for without feeling awkward or embarrassed. Most job seekers, again, they don't ask for help. And trust me, I've been there, right? We don't ask for help because we don't want to be a burden. We don't want pity. We don't want to seem desperate. And we are thinking that we should be able to figure it out, right? But the truth of the matter is that, look, and I say this all the time, closed mouths do not get fed, and closed networks definitely don't get activated. So I've had to learn how to reprogram my brain to ask and not feel like I'm being a burden and not feeling ashamed. So now I'm going to outline for you some specific scripts that you can use to ask for help without feeling awkward or embarrassed or like you are going to be a burden. So the first one is asking for that LinkedIn recommendation. And it is, hey, would you be open to writing a short LinkedIn recommendation? 2 or 3 sentences would mean a lot. I even go as far as to either provide a high level draft or provide them with some bullet points on what you would like for them to write the recommendation about. Because again, people are very busy. And so the less that they have to think about what they're going to say for your recommendation, then the less heavy lifting they have to do. Now, granted, AI helps out a lot with this, and you can even work with AI to, once they agree, work with AI to do a high level description or something that you can send to them. But asking for a recommendation, again, I think is getting to be more and more popular. And it's definitely something you shouldn't feel embarrassed or ashamed to ask about. I mean, I've had people ask me for LinkedIn recommendations, 10 years after we worked together. So again, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. The next thing you can ask for is an introduction. So if you look on someone's LinkedIn page and you see they're connected to someone who is at a company you are wanting a job with, or you saw a job posting with, then you can say, I saw you're connected to so and so. Would you feel comfortable introducing us? Another ask for a resume review. And again, it's because people see us through a different lens than we see ourselves. So you could easily say, would you mind giving my resume a quick look? I value your eye for detail, and I would like your perspective on some of the things that I've done based on your experience working with me, right? You can give it more context there. And again, that is allowing them not to have to figure it out themselves in terms of what you're asking for and what would be most valuable to you. The next ask is ask for encouragement. Now, this is probably something for the people who are closest to us because, you know, needing encouragement, asking for encouragement can be a pretty vulnerable space to be in. And so a way you can do is, hey, can you just check in with me once a week just to keep me grounded, keep me accountable? And most people would be more than willing to do that if they feel like that will actually help you on your journey. Another ask for practice. That could be asking to do a mock interview, do a phone screen. Again, these are outstanding ways to sharpen your interview skills and to tighten up your responses. So, asking someone to practice with you is a great ask that most people would be more than willing to carve out the time if they know it's going to help you. And then, as with what the job seeker can offer, asking for space. If you know of someone who might have space that you can use, just ask and say, hey, do you have a quiet space that I could use for a few hours this week? This is particularly helpful if you really need that quiet time to prepare for an interview. Sometimes there are tests or exams that are part of the interview process. I talked to someone who had a test that they had to prepare for, and they were a little nervous about it. So being able to get a quiet space and get in that zone is another gift that a person would never forget. Now, back to my friends and family, and those of you who know of people who are currently in the job market. I want to outline some things that I want to be sure that you do not do. Although they have good intentions, these can land very, very badly. So here is what job seekers do not need. One overall is they do not need unsolicited advice. And trust me when I tell you, everyone has advice they are willing to give. And as the saying goes, advice is as popular as so and so. Everyone has one. People do not need your advice. So I will say that, but then let's break it down. Advice such as, hey, have you tried applying to so and so? Why don't you start a business? Oh, everything happens for a reason. Other responses are, well, at least you have some time off. And another one is, well, just stay positive. Those are things that are of no help to job seekers. The unsolicited advice or the advice to stay positive or that everything happens for a reason. It doesn't do job seekers any good. What job seekers do need during this time is empathy, presence, support, encouragement, a soft landing, and not feeling alone. Okay. Let me go through that again so you can take note of it. What job seekers do need right now, more than anything, is empathy, presence, support, encouragement, a soft landing, and not feeling alone. Okay. So, for those of you that know someone in this space, please take note. Okay. Now, I had someone ask me one time, well, look, what if someone offers me help, but then they give me terrible advice? This is my response. Look, just take what you can need and leave the rest of it. As they say, eat the fish, spit out the bones. You don't have to take everything that people give you. Just take what you can use and just leave the rest quietly. I had a conversation with someone last week, and for the most part, it was advice I wasn't looking for, but there were one or two really great nuggets that I was like, you know what? I hadn't thought about that. And so I took note of it and I want to carry it forward. So again, as with anything, just take what you can use and just leave the rest of it. Now, another thing that people struggle with is the shame around asking for help. And again, the only thing I can say is look, shame thrives in silence. And it's not going to do you any good to be silent and not ask for help. And just knows that clarity grows with connection. It's amazing that with this last layoff, because I was so open about my layoff and, open about my thoughts about what I want to do next, people were so giving of their time and their connections that it was absolutely like mind blowing to me. And it's really what's kind of led me to me starting my own business and having this platform. It was from the connections that I made in letting people know what I was doing and being open about what help I might need. So just know that people cannot support needs that they don't know that you have. So just be open and keep asking and know that the right people will absolutely show up. I am a testament to that. Okay. So look, the holidays can be an extremely hard time for job seekers, but they can also be a turning point. It was this time last year, I got laid off. My last day was October 31st. And I had decided to take the next 2 months off, right? Just to kind of clear my head, think about what I want to do. And it was during this time that I'm having conversations with people out in the neighborhood as I was walking Rocky. And all of those conversations have led to this point. So just know that the right support, the right words, the right introductions, the right encouragement can make all the difference and it can change everything. As the saying goes, the difference a day can make. Because whether you're the one searching or you are the one that's supporting someone, when you are able to give gifts that matter, that's guidance, generosity, encouragement, connection, hope, and possibility. So just know that these are the gifts that can change lives, and they last far longer and have far greater impact than anything that you can wrap in paper and put a bow on. So if this episode has meant anything, please please comment below, please share this with other people who can use it. And my hope is that this holiday season, whether you are in the job market looking or you are hoping to support someone, that this will help all job seekers feel more visible and feel more supported during this holiday season. So with that, happy holiday season, and I'll see you next time.